What's up, guys? Matt here with Dysfunctional RPGs. And if you're anything like me, you like to keep a bunch of different ideas banked up at your table so you can pull them out whenever the game needs it. This becomes especially important in Monster of the Week, where, just like the name suggests, your players will face a different monster every single week. While there's already a ton of source material out there to pull from, you can only watch Supernatural so many times before you're just reskinning the same demon over and over again with slightly different motives. See everything after Season 6. So we decided to put together some unique ideas for monsters and mysteries that anyone can pull from for their table or just to pad that mind bank. So without further ado, here are 3 ideas for monsters in Monster of the Week. At number 1 this week, the Dream Eater. Known in Japanese folklore as a Baku, these creatures are often described as a cross between a tapir and a lion with large tusks extruding from its jaw. These creatures feed on dreams and can cause side effects like sleep paralysis, extreme drowsiness, and even sleepwalking. 1 or 2 victims of these monsters could really go by completely unnoticed, but an entire town affected by these would be devastating. You can set this up with a string of missing persons report or a police wellness check that reveals a usually active citizen has just been sleeping for days at a time. By some accounts, these creatures are only visible to the human eye while they're feeding, so you'll need live bait to catch one. Be ready for some truly Scooby-Doo caliber traps from your players. Classically, Bakus are said to primarily nightmares, so they're often described as being summoned by humans to help with some particularly nasty dreams. This could make for a great setup for a long-term campaign and an even bigger, nastier bag. At number 2 is the Snally Gaster. Now this one is straight up terrifying. The Snally Gaster is a winged reptile with razor-sharp claws and a beak. Usually depicted as having either 1 or 3 eyes, this fever dream of a monster was imported to western Massachusetts by German immigrant farmers who would use hex symbols to try to ward it off. Reported to feed on cattle and sometimes the unlucky human, the Snallygaster has a shrill screech that can easily be mistaken for a train whistle. Also known as a Schnellergeist, literally fast ghost in German, you'll want to make this little speed demon quick and able to avoid attacks from your hunters. Cattle mutilations or even missing pets would be a great hook to lead with. As far as weaknesses go, legend has it that the last one of these chicken lizards died by drowning in a massive vat of moonshine. So do with that what you will. And finally, at number 3 is the Zorigami. Have you ever wanted to run a spooky time loop session, but you're not really sure how to tie it in? A Zorigami or an animated clock may be the perfect setup. In Japanese folklore, Skumogami refers to the concept of inanimate objects becoming possessed by spirits. After 100 years, any type of tool begins to attract these spirits and becomes susceptible to possession. These spirits give the object personality and can take attributes associated with the object. Now imagine an ancient clock that has become possessed by a malevolent entity and now has the power to alter time itself. This entity feeds off of misfortune and has looped time indefinitely on some tragic event. This session becomes more mystery than combat as players desperately search for clues in a sandbox of constantly looping NPCs until they're finally able to discover the source. Once they figure it out, it's just a simple matter of breaking the clock. Alternatively, you could also opt for a nightmarish Cogsworth boss fight if you wanted to. In any case, your players will either love you or hate you for this anxiety-inducing Groundhog's Day-esque hellscape. And that's going to be it for us this week. If you enjoyed this video or you liked any of the ideas we had here today, be sure to like and subscribe so that we know to put more of these out here. We're kind of testing the waters with this content, and we would love to get some feedback and see what you guys think. And if you want to see more of these, be sure to let us know in the comments. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.